I mean, come on. Look at how juicy these ribs are. You have to make this recipe, you guys. Hello, welcome to Avery's Apron. My name is Avery, and I'm going to be showing you how I make these amazing oven baked baby back ribs. Okay, if you don't feel like slaving over the grill, this is the recipe for you. Come on, let's go. So we got a little bit of prep work we need to do before we can get our ribs in the oven. These are all the seasonings that I'm using today. But before we get into any of that, I'm gonna come over and peel this membrane off. Okay, I'm just kind of rewinding time for you a little bit earlier in the day. I just took a couple extra seconds to peel this membrane off. I'm not a fan of it. After it's cooked, I don't like to bite down on it. Not everybody removes it. You don't have to remove it, but I just prefer to. Okay, you can totally skip this step if you don't care. All right, but once that's off for me, I'm gonna give these a good rinse, and we're actually gonna let these soak in some apple cider vinegar and water. So, soaking my ribs in this apple cider vinegar water mixture is a tip from my dad, okay? This is the way that he did them when I was growing up, and still to this day for family gatherings when he makes them. This is how he does it, okay? So, this recipe is brought to you by my father, all right? Shout out to Big Earn, all right? Um, but yes, we're gonna soak them for about an hour till they come to room temp. It's just to help the ribs be nice and juicy. They'll cook up really well and they won't dry out in the oven. But after you've let them soak, you want to take them out, take it out of the water. You want to drain it and dry it really well. And then you want to smother your ribs in mustard. This is just another tenderizer, honestly, and it's also a binder for your seasoning. Okay, so you season your ribs however you like. I use kosher salt, black pepper, garlic and onion powder, complete seasoning. And then I've got this caramelized onion butter Kinder seasoning. You guys, this seasoning was so good. It was so delicious. OMG. It was definitely the star. I'm glad I used it on these ribs. Yeah, it was so, so good. And I'm more of a savory rib type of girl, I think I should mention. So you're not going to see any brown sugar or anything on my ribs today. You can feel free to add it, season your ribs however you'd like, okay? But I'm more of a savory rib girl. I don't really like sauce or anything on my ribs. I just like a nice, juicy, savory, salty baby back rib, okay? And once my ribs are nice and seasoned, coated really well with all the seasoning I wanted to use, I'm going to go ahead and add a little splash of apple cider vinegar to the bottom of the pan. I'm just doing this so that it creates a bit of moisture for the ribs. I don't want them to be baking up dry in the oven, and since I'm not wrapping them in foil, this will help with that. Okay, so they go into a 300-degree oven, and while they're in there, I'm creating this little spray bottle of, you guessed it, apple cider vinegar. Okay, and what we're gonna do is every hour, we're gonna take them out of the oven and spray them down generously, flip them, spray them on both sides. Okay, and this is just gonna help again with the tenderness of our ribs. All right, if you want good juicy tender ribs, this is how you get them. Okay, it's a labor of love. Okay, people can taste it when you put a lot of effort and time into your food, so definitely don't skip that step. Okay, but now I'm just making these red potatoes. We're actually going to roast these, but I'm going to parboil them first. So I just put them in some water with some salt. We're going to let those boil for just a few minutes, come to a boil for just a few minutes. And while that was happening, I also made this little side salad, just some spring mix and cucumbers, okay? But we threw that in the fridge after we put that together. And at that point, my potatoes were boiled long enough for me. I boiled them about, I don't know, after they finally came to a boil, it was like maybe 10 minutes, okay? You don't want them to be too soft. Just, fork tender, honestly, barely fork tender. But now I'm just going in with some seasonings of my choice. I got this buttery garlic and herb seasoning and that roasted garlic sea salt seasoning that I found at like TJ Maxx or something. So good, okay? That's really all you need. That seasoning itself is pretty salty, so I didn't add any extra salt, especially since I salted my water that the potatoes boiled in. But once all of the seasoning was dispersed evenly, I actually put these in my air fryer, okay? So 400-degree air fryer for about 25 minutes, and I also at the last minute decided to sprinkle on a little bit of thyme. Okay, so we're gonna put that on there as well, and we're gonna pop those bad boys in and continue with our ribs. So this is the 2 hour mark for our ribs, and I'm just spraying them again. Okay, both sides, generous. spritzing of apple cider vinegar. And you guys, I promise it does not affect the flavor, okay? It literally just makes your ribs so juicy. And after 3 hours, here we are, okay? They got that nice dry bark on the outside, just how I like them, okay? If you're somebody who prefers sauce, at this point you would add your favorite sauce and put them back in the oven for like 10 minutes just so they can soak everything up. But look at how juicy. Look at how juicy and how easily they cut. Oh my God, you guys, you have to try this method for cooking your ribs. Perfect every time, I promise, okay? But we just cut our ribs into individual bones. Here are our crispy roasted, well, air fried red potatoes. And I also took my salad out of the fridge, and we are ready to make a plate, you guys. And as I wrap up making this plate, that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. This method of baking ribs is literally foolproof, okay? You will have tender ribs every time if you do it this way. So definitely give this recipe a try. Come back and let me know how they turn out for you. I'm sure your family and friends will be so impressed if you make them this, okay? But thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.